Today, I'm gonna be telling you and showing you while explaining in depth how you're going to get ahead of 99% of people in the gym and in life in 2025. Now, if you can't sit here for the next 5, 10, 15 maybe minutes that it'll take for me to explain all of this, then you need to click off the video because this is only for the 1% of people who are going to be able to take action every single day to achieve what I'm gonna be talking about in this video. You're clicking on this video because you wanna get ahead of the 99%. So don't sit here and bullshit yourself and tell yourself that you want something that you don't actually want. What you're getting right now is what you want. If you wanted to change your life and you did before, you would have already changed your life. So sit down, take notes, do whatever you need to do to be able to focus while I'm explaining all these things so that we can change our lives in 2025. All right, number one is your mindset. What does this have to do with anything? Your mindset is what's going to carry you through the whole process, and it's gonna be the determining factor of whether or not you quit on day 1, 2, 3, or you get through all 365 days of the year and you look at yourself at the end and you realize you're a completely different person with a new life and everybody views you as that new person, all right? So mindset, what's the biggest thing with mindset is your discipline. We don't find motivation in external things, okay? We don't look at it as, I want that new car, I want this, I want that, I want the new house, I want a girlfriend. There's always something deeper than that, okay? And when you look at it at face value and you're only motivated by those external things, those materialistic things, it gets really easy to quit because you go 15 days feeling great, maybe you get sick one day, maybe the weather's shit one day, no matter what it is, you're gonna look at that and think it might be an excuse to not get up and do what you need to do that day. And where the difference is and the skill gap is created is the people in that 1% that actually wants to get better don't view those external things as excuses or reasons to get in the way of whatever they wanna achieve, whether it's today, tomorrow, the next day, or in the whole year, okay? So mindset is gonna be the number one thing for you. Now, with that being said, another reason why our mindset is important is because we must look at this and understand that change is not going to happen overnight. This isn't gonna be a one-night thing where you wake up the next day and your bank account's $30 million bigger, your muscles are 10 times bigger. No matter what it is that we're trying to accomplish, it's not gonna happen overnight. So you have to be the guy that's going to understand that you need to show up and be consistent every single day to get the things that you want, which is where 1% compounding comes into play, and we're gonna talk about that later in this video. Now, number 2 on our list is health. What do we think about when we think about our health? Our bodies, our minds, whatever that may be. Well, that's all encompassed in our training and nutrition. So when we break down our training and nutrition, what's the first thing that we have to look at? First thing that we have to look at is our body type, okay? Now there's 3 different body types. There's skinny, skinny fat, and fat. Now it's very important to be honest with ourselves right here because what body type you choose is going to determine a lot of things down the road. And that's why it's important to be honest with ourselves, because whichever path you choose is going to lead you down a way different path than the other 2 body types when we start to look at our training and nutrition, and we're going to get there. So you need to determine whether you're skinny fat, or you're fat. And if you don't know what skinny fat is, you're probably skinny fat, okay? So when we get to our training, first question we ask ourselves with our training is, how many days are we going to be able to set aside per week to train? I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you need to be in the gym 6 to 7 times a week, because not everybody can do that, and it's not effective for everybody, okay? We're not gonna be building muscle, working out 7 days a week. There's not much more gained value between hitting the gym 4 times a week and 7 days a week, okay? So we're not gonna be worried about hitting the gym 7 days a week, especially with my clients and my elite level clients who are business owners, professionals, really career-driven people who don't have the time to be in the gym 7 days a week. We focus on getting all of our results and maximizing our optimization at around 4 to 5 days a week, okay? So this is important because you need to know how many days you're gonna be training a week, because then you can figure out how many sets you need to be hitting per workout, per muscle group, all right? So if we're someone who's gonna determine that we'll be able to hit the gym 2 to 3 times a week, what are 3 good splits for us, okay? So number 1 is gonna be a full body split. Now, a lot of people have their own opinions about this, and if you're only gonna be in the gym 2, maybe 3 times a week. You need to be hitting every single muscle a certain amount of times. You need to be training a full body split, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that our volume is so high that we're doing 3 different exercises for every single body part, but you need to be hitting every single body part so that we're getting the right amount of sets and workload on every muscle. Now, second split is an upper lower split. So on that first day that we're gonna be working out, we're gonna be hitting our full upper body. Second day is gonna be full lower body. It's pretty self-explanatory. Our third split is gonna be a PPL. Now, what does that mean? PPL stands for push-pull legs. So let's say on that first day for push, you're hitting push exercises such as a pressing movement, whether this is a chest press, shoulder press, even a tricep extension. Second day is gonna be our pull day. These are back movements, pull movements, lat pull down, row. A lot of people like to throw in their lateral flies on these days, and then bicep movements. Our third day, legs, pretty self-explanatory, our leg days. Now, this is also a great split if you're gonna be in the gym 5 to 6 times a week, because you'll be able to hit all 3 of those workouts 2 times a week. So a lot of these splits can actually be used no matter how many times you're hitting the gym a week for these 2 to 3 day splits, all right? Let's say we're in the gym 4 to 5 days a week, we'll hit a bro split. Now, what a bro split is, chest try Monday, back by Tuesday, and then either shoulders and arms Wednesday or legs, and then vice versa for Friday, so shoulders and arms or legs Friday. If we're somebody who's in the gym 6 to 7 times a week, we're gonna be using a custom workout plan. Now, I create custom workout plans for my guys because even if we don't wanna be lifting weights 6 to 7 times a week, a lot of us wanna be active 6 to 7 times a week, getting our cardio. Maybe you're in the gym 3, 4 times a week, but then the other days you're doing plyometrics, you're running, you're doing yoga, anything like that. Some people even wanna do calisthenics on those other days. Whatever it may be, you just wanna be active 6 to 7 times a week, and that's where I come in and I make custom plans for my guys so that we can manage a 6 to 7 day program, maybe only 45 minutes to an hour a day, but we make it work because sometimes guys just wanna be active that many times a week. With any of these splits, the most important thing that you wanna be looking at is how many days in between hitting a muscle 2 times are you gonna have rest. So let's say I'm hitting chest on Monday, I wanna wait a few days to hit chest again. You don't wanna go and bench on Monday and then go and bench on Tuesday because your body hasn't had enough time to rest and recover before hitting that same muscle again. Even if you're hitting a 6 to 7 day workout, I don't wanna be hitting chest, like I said, back to back. For me, I go in and I hit chest on Monday. I'll be doing a heavy bench, low volume kind of day, and then I'm not hitting chest again till Friday. And I might be doing a higher volume, low weight kind of day because I don't wanna be destroying my chest and not giving it enough time to rest, because then I'm not getting the recovery process and I'm hindering my muscle growth, okay? Number 3, nutrition. This comes back into body type, because depending on what body type we are, then we know if we need to be in a deficit or a surplus. Now, what does that mean? If we're skinny, we wanna be in a surplus because our goal is gonna be either putting on weight, muscle, whatever it may be. If we're skinny fat, you wanna shred all that fat first and then start putting on muscle. A lot of guys think that you should just go straight into a bulk, but guys, skinny fat means you're still fat, okay? You need to be shredding first and then putting on muscle. You've destroyed any chances of just going into a bulk because you couldn't take care of your body before. And if you're watching this video, that means you're trying to change your life. So listen to me, don't listen to yourself. Don't listen to the dumbass gym bro that you're working out with who isn't in the same position that you wanna be in. You need to cut first, okay? And if we're fat, that speaks for itself. We need to be cutting, okay? So getting back into our nutrition, are we gonna be in a caloric deficit or surplus? How can we actually get into a caloric deficit or caloric surplus? You're going to take your maintenance calories and you're going to subtract or add 500 calories, maybe a little bit more depending on what your goals are. And this is done through either eating less, eating more, and adding cardio or taking out cardio. So to lose or gain a pound per week, you need to either be in a 500 calorie surplus or deficit. Just for example's sake, let's say we're in a deficit. You need to be in a 500 calorie deficit per day to lose a pound of body weight every single week. How can we achieve that daily? Let's say my maintenance calories is 2,500 calories per day. I need to be at 2,000 calories. How can I do that without doing strenuous amounts of cardio or starving ourselves? I can eat 250 calories less and do enough cardio to burn 250 calories so that we can add up to that 500 calorie mark, okay? And then vice versa, if we're trying to gain calories, you take out some cardio and you add more calories. Now, while we're doing either of these things, it's very important to be eating enough protein to sustain and or gain muscle. So let's get into the third thing, habits. A man is only as good as his habits and routines. Why is that? Because on those days where it gets really hard, you're gonna fall on your routine. If I know every single day exactly what I need to be doing and I have it laid out, let's say I've got a calendar, a to-do list. I don't really like to-do lists, but let's say we've got a calendar, a to-do list, or you have a very set morning routine. It doesn't matter how you feel the night before. It doesn't matter how you feel the morning of. You know exactly what you need to get done. And that means you also know exactly what you're going to be behind on the next day if you don't get it done that day. So it doesn't matter if the weather's bad. It doesn't matter if we feel a little bit shitty. It doesn't matter if the girl at school thought our hair looked like shit. We're going to get up and we're going to do the same thing every single day because we know the goal in mind is to get 1% better every single day because we want to be better than 99% of people in 365 days. That's where 1% compounding comes into play because every single day that you have your habits and routines in place, you're going to get 1% better. As soon as you stop doing that, you start feeling sorry for yourself, your habits go out the door, your mindset starts to become shit because you start to tell yourself that you can get away with it because you're not gonna see a difference after one day, similarly to how you're not gonna see a difference in progress after one day. So you're gonna think that it's okay to skip whatever you need to be doing that day. Now, where this starts to catch up to you, similarly to how 1% compounding in progression works, is over time, skipping out on your routine, skipping out on your nutrition, on your training, whatever it may be, it's gonna start to catch up to you. So after that 7 to 10 day mark, you're gonna start feeling like shit. You're gonna start having brain fog. You're gonna start telling yourself, oh, it's okay to skip out on those routines because I didn't see a difference for a few days. But it's gonna start catching up on you and really hindering your progress, and you're gonna fall behind that 1% of people who are gonna get better than the 99% of people, all right? So if you want help with this stuff, if you want help with accountability, you want a custom workout plan, you want custom nutrition plan, or maybe you just want to reach out and ask me a little bit more about what I do, how I help people, or you've got a question for me, DM me on Instagram at Wyatt Lybrook, comment down below. I answer all of my comments and DMs every single night and I'll get back to you. We can work together. I will get you right. Let's get it. Let's get 1% better. Let's beat the 99% this year.